I move that the author, Honorable Victoria Cortinas Toribio, be recognized to lead the discussion on the matter. I so move, Madam Chair.
Honorable Toribio is now recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Respectfully presenting before this August body a proposed ordinance entitled Declaring the month of August every year as the Cebu Provincial Nurses Appreciation Month for its second reading. As a brief backgrounder, Madam Chair, the Junior Chamber International Cebu, a non-profit organization of young businessmen and professionals, came to my office as well as the offices of Honorable Christopher R. Maricuatro, the then chairman of the Committee on Health, and also the current chair, Honorable Jose Marie Salvador, who is also a nurse by profession, to ask our help in making their Philippine Nurses Appreciation Month, the PNAM activity, into a province-wide celebration in appreciation of our nurses. And this proposed ordinance was introduced on first reading last September 24, 2018, and was referred to the Committee on Arts and Culture, and then last, to which the Committee on Arts and Culture recommended for its approval, and its return to the author for its inclusion in the calendar of business for second reading last October 8, 2018. Before I move for its approval, Madam Chair, my colleagues may want to present some amendments, or we have some questions for this representation, or for our guests from the Junior Chamber International Cebu who lobbied for this proposed ordinance. May I respectfully move for the suspension of our House rules to accommodate our friends from the Junior Chamber International Cebu who are with us this afternoon. May I introduce, Madam Chair, JCI
House rules now suspended.
May I introduce JCI Executive Vice President Clint Medina, their Senior VP, James Carlo Miole, the Vice President for Impact, Mikhail Sean Ballones, and Director for Impact, Nino Tulini, which will be the speaker this afternoon, Madam Chair.
Tulino, Director for Impact. Okay. Yes, proceed, Honorable Toribio. I have a question. Are you also nurses? No. Only one is a nurse. But you are all JCI members.
Yes.
One nurse. Thank you for initiating. I mean, of course, the provincial nurses should be appreciated. Okay. Can shoot the first question, Honorable Corminas, to review.
Madam Chair, I have an additional information about this ordinance, Madam Chair.
Yes, please.
The JCI has already started this program, Madam Chair, last August to show their appreciation for our nurses, and they want to make this into a province-wide activity and in partnership with the provincial government. So that's why they lobbied for the passage of this ordinance, Madam Chair.
To be celebrated the whole month province
And
also
the whole month of
included.
August. Yes, Madam Chair.
So that will be August of next year.
Yes,
the actual celebration. Okay, that's why I said thank you, JCI, for the concern. And,
I think our VP for Director for Impact might have additional information to share with us, Madam Chair.
okay. Yes, Mr. Tulini.
If I may, Madam Chair, let me discuss the brief background of the project. To our presiding officer, Vice Governor Agnes Magpali, respected board members, guest visitors, especially to the authors of Cebu Provincial Nurses Appreciation Month, Board Member Victoria Corminas Toribio, Board Member Christopher Maricuatro, and Board Member Jose Marie Salvador. Good afternoon. We are very honored and overwhelmed at our simple cause of reigniting the discussion about healthcare system through Philippine Nurses Appreciation Month will soon become an ordinance, Cebu Provincial Ordinance. In behalf of JCI Cebu chapter, I am JCI Director for MPAC Ninyo Turingin and tasked to discuss the rationale and history of the Philippine Nurses Appreciation Project. It started over a coffee discussion by a few individuals whose vision is to create positive change. These few individuals belong to the same group, the Joy Chamber International Cebu chapter. The initial plan of the project was to have a week-long celebration and appreciation of our nurses. But because of the positive responses from generous partners and sponsors, the week-long became a month-long celebration. And despite the nurses in the Philippines comprise 60 to 80% of the healthcare workforce in the hospital. In the turn of the 21st century, the Philippines became United States' single largest source of foreign nurses. Filipino nurses made up 15% of all foreign nurses. In 2014, there are 200,000 Filipino nurses in the US. In the same year, Philippines was the largest exporter of nurses globally. Roughly 25% of the overseas nurses worldwide. About 85% of employed nurses work in more than 50 countries. That includes Saudi Arabia, UK, UAE, Ireland, Singapore, Kuwait, US, Qatar, Taiwan, Canada, etc. Despite the Filipino nurses garnered overwhelming appreciation and provision of greater importance from other countries as the most caring, most efficient, and most service-oriented, the Philippines, on the other hand, is giving the nursing profession an exodus. On top of its under-appreciation to the profession. Despite working for long hours, hard hours to provide professional and world-class care to the Filipino people, they are overworked, underpaid, underemployed, abused, and provided poor working conditions in their own country. With all these, the crisis in medical human resources is now upon us. The delivery of health services is being compromised. We have to address this problem before the healthcare system starts to collapse. The Philippine Nurses Appreciation Month was created to address and to ignite the proactive discussion on the country's healthcare system. It is strategically celebrated on the same month we celebrate our National Heroes Day, which is the month of August. Simply because not all heroes wear capes, some wear scarves. So it's about time we start the discussion. It's about time to take care of our own hero. So we are very thankful to our sponsors for hearing our simple cause, for bringing this to the province level. So that's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. And mostly of the 80% that you mentioned, maybe another 80% are women.
Yes, mine.
Okay, but yes, comments from the members. Although I'm sure you convinced them enough that I don't think that we can even improve on what is there in the whereases. But just the same, are there comments from the floor? Okay. May I ask who is the president now of JCI?
Our senior member will discuss.
Hi, Madam Chair. Our current president is JCI member Rail Litigo. For JCI Cebu chapter.
For JCI Cebu chapter. Because I remember some years back, when we revived the Hablon, JCI was also with us.
Yes, ma'am.
So you are really advocates. You are really advocates, and I'm particularly impressed because most of the projects that you are espousing are also very close to my heart. So thank you very much, JCI.
You're welcome.
Questions? No more questions from there? Yes, Honorable Baricuato.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since they started this August, Madam Chair,
Last year.
this year, yes, Madam Chair, may we know what were the projects or programs or what happened during the August month when they celebrated the Nurses Appreciation Month?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yes, Madam Chair. Actually, the whole intention, the idea was to bring in the business sector to appreciate the nurses so that they would understand the plight of our current healthcare professionals. So what we did is we sent out sponsorship asking them the significance of the project and telling them why should they participate as a way of showing appreciation.
Mhm.
So basically, they were offering discounted services and discounted meals to our nursing professions. And later on, with big corporate malls coming in offering certain space of their establishment for free so that nursing organization could provide free training, free seminars, and activities in recognition for the nursing profession. And even a number of business establishment outside Cebu, like a number of resort and hotels in Boracay, communicated to us through Facebook, initiating support. Even the CAC in Zamboanga, the resort Davao and Cagayan, even up to now, we keep on receiving a number of establishments who wanted to partner with us because they wanted to show the appreciation to the healthcare professionals.
Okay. Any other comment? None? Okay, the chair hears none. Can we now restore households? Thank you very much, Mr. President. Households now restored. So, with that, this is second reading and as the author said, a period of amendment. Should you want to add anything more to the proposed ordinance, this is the time. I don't see any hand raised. Honorable Toribio.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If my colleagues have no more questions or suggestions, may I make just one small correction, Madam Chair? Under Section 2, under line 55, just to delete the term sectors, Madam Chair.
Through line 45, declaration of policy,
Line 55, Madam Chair.
is sectors, establishment, business establishments, erase sectors.
Sectors, yes, Madam Chair.
Okay. In the province that would endorse the appreciation of nurses. Okay. Anything more?
So, with your support, Madam Chair, and that of my colleagues, may I respectfully move for the approval on second reading a proposed ordinance entitled Declaring the month of August every year as the Cebu Provincial Nurses Appreciation Month. I so move, Madam Chair.
Seconded? Approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Honorable Sidico, thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We don't have any more items for discussion, Madam Chair, and unless there are announcements.